On Whale Island, a 12-year-old boy named Gon aims to become the best hunter in the world. His mother's identity remains a mystery, and his father, Ging, is known as one of the most legendary hunters in history. The mission of these elite hunters is to track down secret treasures, fight rare, dangerous beasts, and even enter forbidden territories without any supervision. This exciting and perilous profession is the ultimate goal that our protagonist, Gon, seeks to achieve. However, the true motive behind his fierce desire is to find his missing father and understand why he chose this job over raising his son. Gon tries to catch a massive fish nicknamed the Master of the Swamp because of a strict promise his Aunt Mito made to him. If he manages to catch it, she will finally allow him to take the dangerous hunter exam. Against all odds, Gon succeeds and sets off on his journey, boarding a ship that will take the applicants to the exam location. During the voyage, Gon notices something strange. The birds are flying in an unnatural pattern. He quickly climbs to the top of the ship, sniffs the air, and senses a bizarre smell. He immediately warns the ship's captain that a massive storm is coming. Indeed, just as Gon predicted, violent waves and furious winds strike the vessel, but they manage to survive. After the situation stabilizes, the captain checks on the passengers, only to find that almost everyone on board has collapsed from severe seasickness. Only Gon and two others remain completely unaffected. The captain summons them to his office and reveals a shocking truth. The exam has already begun, and since he is one of the official examiners, everyone else on the ship has already failed. The three survivors then introduce themselves. The elegant young man is Corabeca, whose sole purpose is to seek bloody revenge against a notorious gang that wiped out his entire clan. The second is Leorio, a loud man who loudly claims he only wants to become a hunter to get rich. After arriving at the port, the captain gives them a cryptic clue, pointing to a distant tree on a mountain and telling them that it is the way to the exam site. They head into the deep forest and find a lonely house. Suddenly, a shocking scene unfolds. A terrifying magical beast called a Kiriko breaks into the house, attacks a man, and kidnaps his wife. Corabeca and Gon rush into the woods to pursue the beast, while Leorio stays behind to treat the injured man. During the chase, Corabeca warns Gon that these beasts are highly intelligent, can understand human speech, and can flawlessly shapeshift into human forms. Gon catches up with the creature and strikes it, forcing it to drop the woman, whom Corabeca safely catches. Gon continues the chase, but briefly loses the beast. When it reappears, Gon stares closely and says, "You are not the same beast I hit earlier, are you?" The creature is utterly shocked by Gon's sharp intuition and bursts into laughter. It turns out these magical beasts are actually the official navigators of the exam. This entire crisis was a test to evaluate their compassion, knowledge, and intuition. Having passed the test, the navigators fly them to the true exam location, which turns out to be a regular, run-down local restaurant. The boys are stunned, but the navigator whispers a secret password to the chef, who leads them into a private back room. Once inside, the door locks, and the room begins to move downward. It is actually a massive elevator descending deep underground. When the doors open, they are amazed by the overwhelming number of dangerous applicants from all over the world. As they receive their number badges, a horrific incident occurs nearby. The arms of an applicant suddenly dissolve into flower petals after he accidentally bumps into a sinister, pale man named Hisuka. Hisuka is a deadly magician who was disqualified last year for nearly killing an examiner. Suddenly, the examiner for the first phase, Satots, appears and addresses the crowd, saying that the first phase is incredibly simple. They just have to follow him to the second phase. The applicants think it sounds too easy, but Satots begins to walk, gradually accelerating into a continuous, relentless run through a seemingly endless tunnel. It is a brutal test of pure endurance and mental fortitude. While running, Gon meets a boy his own age named Kelois, who is riding a skateboard. Kelois explains that he only took the exam because he heard it was difficult and wanted some fun, though he finds it quite boring so far. Gon challenges him to a race to the exit, and the stakes rise as the flat ground turns into a massive, steep flight of stairs. Meanwhile, Corabeca reveals the tragic truth about his people, the Kurta clan. When their emotions intensify, their eyes turn a glowing scarlet, considered one of the 7 most beautiful colors in the world. Because of this, a brutal bandit group called the Phantom Troop slaughtered his entire family just to gouge out their eyes and sell them on the black market. Corabeca is the sole survivor, living only for vengeance. Hearing this, Leorio confesses his true nature as well. He doesn't want money out of greed, but because his childhood friend died of a preventable illness simply because they couldn't afford medical treatment. He wants to become a rich hunter so he can fund his studies, become a doctor, and treat poor patients for free. As the exhausting race nears its end, Gunn and Kelois cross the finish line at the exact same time. Although this endless run broke the spirits of many applicants, Gunn, Kelois, Corabeca, and Leorio all successfully complete the phase. However, as they step out of the tunnel, they find themselves facing a dense, foggy wasteland known as the Swindler's Swamp, a terrifying place filled with deceptive monsters waiting to prey on the remaining tricksters.